Hello, everyone. Welcome to Masterworks. I'm Jason Meyer, and I am excited for tonight because we're going to go deep. And it looks like all the right people are always here. Miss Sue, good to see you. So it's nice to see you. Shakti, hello, hello, hello. Miss Susan is here with us too. I just realized I was set up for another show. Here, let's come to the other side of the room. Oh, that's two. There we go. How about that? I feel better about that. Sense of balance was off. All right, so tonight, you might have seen most or even all of these paintings before, and we may even have talked about their shapes before. But because of our class this morning, and how we talked about how we really stage that movement and to make these shapes move and exactly how do we do that. I thought that we would get in here. So we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artists. And I want to save some extra time for the last two. All right, and go a little bit deeper into those. That's the plan. Let's see how well we do. All right, so we are going to call up our Procreate. Change places with that. Okay, and so now I want you to completely forget about the subject matter. And I want you to see the shape of the light. The shape of the light and how it moves and how it compares with the other shapes of the light. Can you guys see that? Why don't we start up at the top here? Okay, is that the light shape up top? Just so that we're clear. Right, because that's a lot lighter than her face. Then what's the light shape over here? Do you see that clever little trick right there? Just that one knuckle, the forefinger, took that out of the light. All right, so that's how you manage the shapes. And then where do we pick up? Are you guys following? You following this light shape? And then when we see it like this, so how much of this canvas is really in light? Right? Two different sizes. This has a more orientation like that. This is more oriented like that. Is that making sense? I hope you guys are seeing this. And I think if you watched this morning's Zoom, you'll recognize this. Okay? All right, so if you guys don't believe me, we're not going to do much here, but let's just look in black and white. So that hair, so that back hair would be included. But you see how the hair is just not a big blob? What do you mean it's not a big blob? Well, what I mean is, look, the dark cuts in. There's a little dark on the inside of it. It's not even all the way through. Right? That's what I mean. It's not just a bleh. Right? And so to do edges like this takes a lot more care and time. See, that's a single shape. Just runs right through there. And look, this comes off there, and it goes back there, and it goes over here. Are you seeing the activity of this too? And how it's all different? Okay. Again, what a clever little trick that is, huh? Same, 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 different, same. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was an option. Didn't know that was an option. Okay, now we do. Now we do. What about here? What do we got? What do we have? So I'm going to give you guys a looky. But let's really look at these flowers. Let's just take these first three. And are those even all the way across? And again, as you look at it as a shape, look how, what a dynamic light shape that is. And then look, a little bit of green there. Tick, 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 tick. So even in the smaller portions, look how well developed that is. And then I wonder if the next flowers are the same. Well, no. Nowhere close. It didn't look like he had his How to Paint Flowers book out on this. Are you sensing a grow? as we move that direction. So we were doing this with a single bunch of flowers. But he's done what we did with that whole painting on each of these flower arrangements. And again, is that even bigger than what was before? Making sense? Making sense? Clear as mud. And then when we get down here, this looks pretty conservative, doesn't it? Compared to what we've been through. Compared to what we went through, that's almost like building a fence. That flower, when we compare them to the shapes of all of those. Okay, do you guys see that? And now, what about that green? Does that make that its own value? Is that halfway between the background and the flower? Does it belong to the background, or does it belong to the light? Where does the green belong? And you might be surprised at actually how close the flower petals in the green are. And when you see that, do we have basically one run here? Do you see how this is bobbing and weaving and flying in and out? And then what do we have down here? Well, we've got, so we have that, we have this, and kind of a ta, ta, ta. Good, 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 good. I'm so glad to hear this. I'm so glad to hear this. Because we went over it kind of on a particular painting. We talked about the concept. And now to go back and even re-see it. I can't remember if we've already done this on these paintings even recently. But it doesn't matter. Because hopefully you see it more and more and more and more. Look at that beautiful... Do you see that? That's like a beautiful natural creek running through the woods. Not the LA River, right? Not the LA River. This is a beautiful creek just meandering, falling over, wider, louder, quieter, deeper, more shallow. So that's how we want to look at this. All right, let's see what else we've got. Let's see what else we got. Look at it. As it gets smaller, do you guys see that beautiful... just design and spray there? And that's what this is all about. It's what it's all about. That's what separates that from any photograph or copy of flowers, is that orchestration. So I wanted to do this because this is kind of a counterplay. I'm not really wanting to look at her skin tone. I want to look at the light. She's backlit here, so it's the light or the glow in the hair. You guys see it? Do I even need to point it out? But what a ride. Right? All different. All interesting. All interesting. And notice that this is going in that direction. Right? Meaning it's got this axis where this glow is wrapping around. Do you guys see that? Right? The good stuff is always going to have this. Always going to have that. All right, I'm glad somebody appreciated that. I'm glad somebody appreciated that. All right. Thank you, sweetie. Cindy taking care of business in the background. Easier to see there. See, because it's nice, but it's actually pretty plain, isn't it? That's all. Background is plain. The hair's kind of a plain dark. That's a pretty plain dark. And then the skin tone is grouped together. Very nice, drawn well. But, well, you gotta rest up. You gotta rest up if you're gonna party this hard. If you're gonna party that hard, man, you better take some rest in some of these other places. All right. Okay, guys. All right. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Am I giving away secrets? All right. So if we finish on this, we finish on this, and this is a good place to finish. So what are these shapes you're seeing here? All right, is this the obvious one right here? Right, can you see that abstractly as a shape? He's done something a little clever here too, hasn't he? Notice the shadow is about the same as this tone on the front. And look at this tone is slid out here. Do you guys see that? So he's added one more element with it being a dual tone thing there. And then look, he's kind of, we started, bum, bum, bum. And then we've got our big note. Look at how clever is that little cutout. Our big note. And look, it's going to continue, continue. And look how each one of these, and then this is less. Look at the coming and going of that. Right, there's the light. Shadows cut there, then our light here. So are those all the same shape? Or they're very, very different, aren't they? Very, very different. You're welcome, Sue. You're welcome. All right, we're going to go to black and white here in a minute, but before we do, this is pretty clever. This is pretty clever. So in many ways, so we've got this red here again where, well, it's starting here with this, right? And look, we've got it there. Oh, that's clever. That's clever. But I'm going to go ahead and venture that this and this is the same as all of that. What do I mean by that? Well, the color's the same there, there, right? You see that's the same color? Well, those circles, i.e. here, here, a little back here, here, and here, those shapes are the same nature. Do you see that? Do you see that? So one of the things he's done is you've got these darks lining up here. So we've got the dark shadow, we've got light, and then we have some darks lining up, and then we have light, and then we're going to go dark again before we have our light. Right? So remember, dark, light, dark. Right? And then we got a little bit of light, dark, a little bit of light, and then that. Are you guys good? Good. Exactly, right? Exactly. It's like, oh, I didn't see that game. I didn't know about that game. Yeah. Another layer. Another layer. Okay, so although we go from different, it's that orchestration. Anyway, we could go so far into this, but let's go one more, because I want to keep going, and I want to end. And I know we did this David LaFell, Richard Smith not too long ago, but again, I want to go a little bit deeper here, a little bit deeper, right? Do you see the whites hopping across there? Do we see the whites hopping across there? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I see that. And abstractly, what does that do? Oh, that's interesting. All right, just a little side note there. Just a little side note. But what are those whites next to? All right, what are these whites next to here? And what I mean by that, let me be more specific. How do we get to that? Is it just a big blob of white? Or is there some sort of little crazy dance and build up and fall off and then build up, and then we're there, and then we're going to fall off, and we're going to not really fall off, just a slight step off, turn around and up again. In other words, when we first start looking at these things, all we see is the white paint. And what I want to suggest is that the approach to and stepping off of is what you need to know. Because just white paint's not going to get you very far. Not going to get you very far. So, with that in mind, I know it's pixelated. I want it to be pixelated so it even gets more abstract. Right? And what I'm hoping you're seeing is that even this white here, how does it change? Well, here it's against a dark, here it's against a gray, here it's against a light gray, here it's against a light gray, here it's against a light gray. Remember we were looking at all of that? And notice too how the onions have a different character than these stalks. And so do these. They have a different character. There's a pumpkin back there that's going to have a different character. Do you see that? So there's these rounder elements, and then there's these faster elements. And then over here, there's more meandering elements. All right, it looks like I'm out of time again. Oh, dang you, time. Dang you, dang you, dang you, time. But I hope you're starting to see the abstractness, and the power comes from the abstractness. And to have this work, we have to have the riverbanks. Do you see that this dark is essential, right, to holding our light? This gray is essential for that light to read. So as you start looking at these abstract shapes, if you'll take it one step further and understand that you can't have the light without the dark. The light is literally created by the dark. The dark is created by the light. Not two, but one. Not two, but one. And I don't know that there's anything else to say after that. So, thank you, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned a ton. And I will see you guys back. Let's see, Masterworks tonight, Sketch Club tomorrow night. And then we have morning jumpstart in the morning. Yeah, you saw the connecting with the right on. Right on. Yeah, it's fun seeing some of these underlying connections and everything. And as we get in here and dig, once they become obvious, it's like, then that's all you see. But until you see it, it's a complete mystery. So hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Shakti. Thank you, Susan. Thanks, Seth. Good to see ya. And we'll see you guys all in the morning. Night, everybody.